Okay, welcome to the pilot episode of the Roehampton Players Video Podcast. To us, this is not the first episode, but it definitely is for you. So, today I am joined with 90% of the committee. So what we're going to be talking, I should probably mention what we're talking about. We're just going to be discussing and reflecting on how we think the players has gone so far this year, what we've achieved, what's gone on, and then we'll talk about what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year, what shows we're doing, anything else, because we've got some very exciting key dates that we'll share with everyone. And then we're going to talk about what we've learned, any tips we'd like to pass on for anyone who may be thinking about taking on the roles next year, because we're not going to be doing this forever.
Oh, thank God.
So what I'm going to do first, I may as well introduce everyone. So we'll go around the room. If you say your name, say what you do and your role, and what that sort of encounters. Summarise your role. What does it mean to be that role? Take it away.
Me?
Yeah.
So I'm Gina May Rao.
Hi, Gina.
So I'm a third year studying drama, theatre and performance studies, and I'm the president of the Roehampton Players. Basically this sort of just oversees the society, makes sure things are actually happening, putting things together, like Freshers' Fair, making sure it all runs smoothly. Sort of just delegating roles to the rest of the committee, really, making sure the society is good.
Fair play.
We go round or am I next?
We'll go around that way, yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Jack. I'm the second year and I study film, and I'm the media officer of the Roehampton Players. Because you're editing this, I've made stuff such like this.
You absolute penis.
There's one going across the screen.
There's not.
One there as well.
I just caught one.
That's my, hang on, it is one. That's my favourite. And I also put on this show. Can you zoom in?
You have added about an hour and a half's worth of editing onto my time. You absolute penis.
Oh, there's another one.
They just fly past.
Yeah, if I've missed any more, just have them go across.
Subscribe to Jenny and HD. And then it'll just be easier to...
So my role, pretty much, I'm the officer of media, and I have to manage all social media, or advertise anything specific. So any news, any events, any fundraisers, just anything in general. Really, I've had such a blast, and whoever is going next to go for a media officer, I personally recommend it. Like, I love it.
Oh, that's nice.
That was oddly
That's the
touching
most
for
sentimental thing you've ever said.
an absolute introduction thing.
I'm Amy. I'm one of the events officers. Will is the other, but he's not here.
I'll put a picture of him here.
Our job is just to arrange all the events that the society put on, to arrange fundraisers, to book all the rooms for our socials and our after parties. And fun fact, me and Gina both put a signature on our emails yesterday. So now every time I email someone it says Amy Stein, Roehampton Players, Officer of Events.
Amazing.
So now I was emailing my lecturers, it was really embarrassing. So the emails just say Officer of Events.
With what events?
Who knows?
Who knows? Same as time. I'm Charlie. I'm the current Vice President. I'm third year drama, theatre performance as well. So my job is basically, I'm Gina's right hand man. I pick up anything that she's got a lot on, she does a lot. If there's anything that she can't do, that comes to me. Also help with events and stuff. Basically I'm if anyone in the committee wants some help, I'll help them, I help out with individual roles and stuff. That's basically my role. I'm just here to... Yeah, a bit of a floater. Not a piece of poo, just a floater around the society.
Just sorry.
And I'm Stephen. I am third year combined studies / primary education student, and I am the treasurer of the society, and I also sort of trying to show run this. Be good. But yeah, no, my role as treasurer is just making sure everyone's paid what they need to pay when they need to pay it, so I can make sure that all the shows have a decent budget and we don't spend too much and we don't go into debt and then we don't have the bailiffs calling us. So that's really...
So Stephen, I've heard that you've got some questions for us.
I do, but beforehand...
Do we have a sponsor?
We absolutely do have a sponsor because we are such a good podcast, even though this is the only the first episode. But listen in, guys. This episode is brought to you by Salvation. Start off your day with a healthy dose of salvation to boost your clairvoyance, redemption, and most importantly, productivity. Follow the link in the description to pick up your first booster pack of Salvation with 15% off using the code NOTREAL. Please sponsor us. So, this chronologically is the first one coming out. So let's, how's everyone's Christmas, guys? How's everyone doing? Like, is it good to be back?
Feels like
I know.
ages away.
It's alright, thank you,
It's that
Stephen.
point in term where I'm not okay.
And
Yeah,
it's only the second week in.
I'm just not okay.
I've had breakdowns
On all
every day.
levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely
I
understand.
think it's going alright.
Yeah, well, you're a second
You're
year, so...
second,
Okay, so I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to put this question out to everyone. Anyone can build on it. But how has players been going for this last term? Like, what have we been doing? What have we been up to?
Pretty
It's been
damn
great.
good, yeah.
Our
Yeah.
calendar's been packed.
Yeah.
Fundraisers, shows, we've been
Yeah.
doing
Do
everything.
you want to build on those fundraisers? What have we done?
We,
Well, you did a show as a
I
fundraiser.
did a show.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
I did a fundraiser show for Alopecia UK.
Didn't you write it?
I did write it
And
indeed,
directed
Gina.
it.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm actually currently in conversation with Batty Arts Centre to put it on further.
Oh, wow.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
so that's really good. And yeah, we made loads of money for charity.
How much did you raise?
Like, well, I did bake sales at Judgment Day as well.
Yeah,
Of course, yeah.
right. And how much did you make from the
Just from the
sales?
bake sales, £100.
That's right.
So good.
Whoa.
Over 3 days.
With the ticket sales and donations over, we made about £400.
That's
That's
amazing.
fantastic. That's all donated. We've actually done, building on that, we've done quite a lot for charity this term. I think at the moment, this is as of January 23rd, we've donated to 3 charities, am I right in saying that? We will be donating to...
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
will be doing.
We've currently donated to 3. We've donated about £700 altogether to charity, and we will be looking to donate more
Yeah.
after our next show, which
It's a
is
really-
backstage.
Yeah, it's a really good platform to use for players, like in order to fundraise.
And it feels good.
Yeah, it
It
Yeah.
does.
really does, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get like nice virtual halos for doing that.
Yeah, doing our bit. Karma
Yeah.
will come
Our
back around the
points
tree
to
as
get us
well.
into the good place.
Yeah.
If anybody gets that reference,
What was the reference in there?
you should
That's all
listen.
good. So we had Bear With Me, the
Yeah.
fundraiser show. Let's talk about workshops. What workshops did we do last term? They were...
Basically, long story short, about 2 weeks into the university, like this year, there was a workshop and it was acting. I think there was a singing one.
It
Did
was
you
an
do that?
audition workshop.
Yeah, and then what was the other one?
A
Dancing.
dancing.
Who did that? You?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah.
I think I gave people. We did a couple games, and then we put scenarios in.
Yeah.
Everyone got a scenario, and then I don't really know what else.
I think it was just a really good opportunity
Yeah.
to have for new people to come in to get an idea of what a player's audition looks
Yeah,
like.
Yeah.
what we do.
And
Without being
I
too daunting.
think
Yeah.
it did work, to be fair, because I mean, for Judgment Day, the main 6. I mean, I think it was like, what was it, 2 or 3 of them? Actually, out of the 7 were new people
Yeah.
that never
Mhm.
acted.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of interest.
And a lot of your smaller roles were new
yeah,
people.
and
Yeah.
we had a lot of new people.
About
and that's,
50% of the cast
Yeah.
were new.
Which
Yeah.
was really
Maybe
good for the
not
first show of the
new
year.
to university, but new
New
to the
players.
society.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we had Dan O'Donoghue come in because he works at Thorpe Park with these scare actors.
Yeah.
He did an acting workshop for us, and it went down really well. That was
very
We
It
all-
was interesting.
it was
Yeah.
spooky.
absolutely.
It was a bit. I got very scared.
I was scared.
So yeah, it's really good having contacts like that. So it's not just the shows you put on, it's not just the fundraisers, but we do offer
Yeah.
people coming in to do workshops, and we'll get onto that coming up when we start talking about next term.
Stay tuned.
Amy
Stay
did a
tuned.
workshop last time.
Amy, do
Yeah,
you want to talk
stage
about that?
Yeah, I did a special effects makeup workshop, which went down really well.
Mm.
Some pictures will be inserted here.
I hate you all.
It's something that I learned a long time ago, and in Judgment Day we had a lot of violence, so we had to try and get some makeup involved, so that really helped the cast. And
Yeah.
it's just a fun skill to learn.
No, that was really good.
Here was all of us in Judgment Day with our stage makeup on.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we did that. We also had, we encourage anyone can put on a workshop if they come forward, and we had a fresher who.
Yeah.
We had Jack come in and do a method acting workshop, which was really good fun.
Very good. Yeah.
That was very immersive. In Players, if anyone has a particular skill that they want to show off to anyone,
it can be as weird as you want or as normal as you want.
We can put it on, and people will come along. Jack can advertise it on the social media, and people will come along, and it's
singing, dancing, or acting, or anything more particular. We've had them in the past, like songwriting workshops,
headshots,
stuff
like that.
Yeah.
So,
or comment below if you want to see any workshops.
Yeah.
It's got on YouTube.
It is, yes. Absolutely.
Subscribe and like.
Yeah. Give us some love. Boost our egos.
No.
We're on SoundCloud too.
Yeah.
If you're just listening,
Yeah.
We'll put all the links in the Facebook page. Join the Players page. It's Roehampton Players 2018/19.
Plug. Sweet. We changed as a committee how the membership worked. We'll just brush over this because this isn't very riveting. But we changed our flat fee membership it was £25 for the entire year plus any show fees. We slashed that by 80%. It's now only £5 for the entire year, plus you pay £15 upon being cast in your first show. So really, you only pay a maximum of £20 a year, which is great value. We're making membership and doing shows more accessible to everyone. We're all students. Well. Yeah, exactly. It also means exactly. We have I think just under 50 on the books, which is the best in a fair few years.
I mean, our freshers fair was pretty successful.
We got a lot of people.
We took about 80 names, I think.
I think it was 90 by now.
Yeah.
Something like that. And even refreshers, like a lot of internationals came up, were interested. So it was really good.
One even came along to auditions that day.
Yeah,
so.
And she's got a part. She's in our parodies on the 14th of Feb. Come along.
Absolutely, plug. Let's move on to talk about the big show that we did last term. Jack, do you want to talk us through that as you directed it?
Judgment Day?
Let's talk about Judgment Day, the big...
That is the big show.
I directed Judgment Day, co-wrote and co-directed, because we put on 4 shows a year, obviously, and the first one is always the showcase, which is someone will basically write a show. It can be a musical, it could be a straight play, it could be a classical.
Just be like a cabaret.
Yeah.
You can literally just free.
You kind of like what you have to pitch, and then you can put it on. And me and someone called his name's Jordan Parker, JP, and we co-wrote and co-directed the show, and it went down very, very well. Personally, our aim was not to it was to obviously put on a good show. It was also to get everyone involved and to make people enjoy the experience. And the things that with the show as well, we wanted everyone to have a part, because I've been in shows before where someone's been in the show but I've had one line, and that's what we wanted to change about it, because it's not fair. So everyone had a big role in some way or another. It went down really well. We had a lot of new faces, which was quite refreshing.
It was really good.
As well, and
lots of new friends were made as well.
Because
we miss you, Mason.
I miss you, Mason.
Come back.
To be fair, and that's the thing. The fact that we're really tight as a group as well, and there was about 15 of us.
About 20.
20.
If you include the cast and crew.
Yeah. It went down really well. I mean, it was the best-selling show on record.
And I can confirm that with my big table of numbers.
It is.
And that show, that's only 3 years worth. Trust me, if there was no records, we'd bloody never know how far back we could go. But
no, financially it was a very successful show. Yeah. It brought a lot of new people to Players and gave them an idea of what Players is all about.
And it was such a good experience for all the newbies for their first show.
Absolutely.
It's literally. I think the reason why it might have been a bit quite successful is just because it was different. It's basically the end of the world is announced, and it's pretty much the build up before this. It's kind of unknown what it is, but it's a meteor strike.
It sort of tracks how 6 main characters deal with it in different ways.
It's a 6 of them, but then it's everyone else around them,
and
it's just following each person pretty much and seeing how their relationships decay in a sort of way, but then again at the very end they get stronger, and they kind of you never know if they die or not.
And it uses really good, it's like well-known songs in it that you've integrated into the story.
Jukebox music,
yeah. And it was just a nice experience because I've never directed before, so it was nice, and I've always acted, so it was nice to be behind it all and kind of like direct it. I just enjoyed the experience, and it's very good.
A really good show.
It was a very positive, and we had previous players come back and watch it, and they were saying it was the most visually stunning show they'd seen put on in Jubilee Hall.
It's mental.
We made use of us players make use of the drama department and their equipment. They have 2 like RGB LED lights as well as all the show lights. Also, stage lights, strobe lights.
Thanks to Jonathan as well.
Absolutely, big up Jonathan.
Jonathan Wilson, technical tutor.
Yeah.
We can talk about the after party because at the end of every show there is an after party, and I think that just really brings in all the cast together and bonds as a unit. Because I think players sounds really sappy, but the players is like a family almost. It's more of a family unit than a society.
At the end of every show, the creative team give out awards to all the cast, which is really, really nice.
That's actually the reason why I put on the show before.
One of the main reasons.
Well, before I wrote the show, before I even talked to JP, and before he came up to me and wanted to updo the Judgment Day, I always wanted to put on a show, and I was just there because of the shows it was 191 Days and 13 I was there at the awards. I was there I really want to be on that stage giving people the awards because it's a bit rewarding in a sort of way, and it's just nice to you don't really get a lot of chances to say something nice about someone because it sounds a bit cringy.
Okay, so I think have we covered everything? We've had workshops, we've done fundraisers, we had the big show, we had your fundraising show. Shall we have a chat about what's coming up this term? This is a very exciting term because we've got 2 big shows coming up. We've also got some more fundraisers and some very exciting workshops up and coming. So let's start it small.
And auditions.
The
final show.
Absolutely. So let's talk about
big old term.
Let's talk about the workshops coming up. Charlie, do you want to take it away?
Yeah. So one workshop that we have in the pipeline. It's happening on the 8th of Feb, but if you join the players page, I'll put up a sign-up sheet soon. Basically, what is happening is I got in contact with an actress who was recently on the West End in this little production called Heathers, don't know if you know it, with Miss Carrie Hope Fletcher. And she's called Charlotte, Jack and Aimee, and she is coming in to do a singing, dancing and acting workshop with us and prepping you for auditions. She's doing a Q&A as well, and she is professionally trained. I mean, she's on the West End, but she also went to uni. She didn't go to drama school, so it's a really good way. She's a good actress to come in for us to meet and just ask how she got into the career and what she did.
Absolutely.
So that is very, very exciting.
Yeah, we'll be putting more details about that on social media because it is a ticketed thing. However, if you are a Players member, then you get a wonderful, wonderful discount. So it was, as you say, a fantastic opportunity to put forward. I've got the key dates for this term up on my laptop, and does someone want to talk about a certain thing happening on Valentine's Day?
Bloody hell, that thing.
That thing.
Wow.
I can do, yeah.
Take it away.
So,
what's going on?
Last year we kind of set up this thing called Battle of the Parodies, where 3 people wrote 3 short sketches of parodies of musicals, and we're bringing it back, doing Battle of the Parodies 2.0. The show will be on Valentine's evening, and we are doing Heathers, The Greatest Showman, and Grease. We have our casts now. They're all very excited. The scripts are out, and everyone seems to be happy with them. They're rather funny. It's a bit of a laugh. Everyone will be drunk on stage. Everyone in the audience will be drunk. We want to get a good crowd in because you can work off the crowd. So if that sounds like something that's up your alley.
And the funds that are raised for that will be going where?
Players.
To us.
Yeah.
It's raised for us.
To the players. That's why we do it.
More money for us. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, so we've got those 2 coming up. That's the next 2 things, but we have our second show of the year coming up. Amy, do you want to take away as you're very much involved with this show?
I am. I'm assistant director of Backstage, which was written by Roehampton. So we are into our last 2 weeks now.
Is it?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
we've got 5 rehearsals left until the show, and it's really picked up this term. It's going really well. Watching everyone perform now, it's so funny. Some of the scenes brings so much comedy that I didn't realise was even in the script. So that's great. Me and Rohit have worked really hard on it, and so have all the cast. And yeah, it's a different piece of theatre than
Yeah, would you like to?
ever put
Yeah,
on.
do you want to give
So
a
we're gonna-
synopsis? sort
Yeah,
of?
the synopsis is that we are watching a cast getting ready for a show. So you get an inside look into how a cast get ready for a show. The actual staging is going to be kind of immersive. So we're going to, in Jubilee Theatre, if you've been in Jubilee Theatre, obviously we've got, when we perform, we usually have like a backstage. We're opening that up so none of the cast are ever backstage, everybody's always on stage. And it's just going to be like a lot of realism and just something different from anything we've done before.
Fantastic.
Really cool.
Yeah, we're all, well, you guys are all cast members in this show. I'm Safe Space Officer, so I've been watching it develop, and I'm really excited to have people watch it. It's looking really, really good. So that is. Do you want to say the dates?
10th, 11th and 12th of February.
The tickets will be put up very soon. We'll start plugging that within the next week. Tickets will be available online on our RSU Societies page. That's going to be really, really exciting. So we have that, and then we've only recently started going underway for the big musical
Big
that's
Old
happening
Boy.
this year. Is there anyone on the committee here? No. Jack, do you want to take it away?
What to talk about Dogfight?
Yeah, talk about
This is where it'd
Dogfight.
be really helpful if Will was here.
Yeah, but
Right. Shall I just put in a VT here where he talks about it in his room? Sorry, Will. We'll get you on in a minute.
So here's a picture of Will. Here's a picture of another picture.
Steve was
of Will
going to do
as well.
that thing where he opens his mouth, so we're going to talk and pretend it's Will.
Yeah.
Okay, you talk us through.
Okay, so basically, that's Will going across the screen. So basically, Dogfight it's set in the Vietnam War era. So it's pretty much, I think it is a true story pretty much. So it's basically about soldiers setting up a party, putting funds in, and then trying to find the ugliest female to take to the dance, and whoever brings the ugliest female gets to win like the cash prize that they've all put money in. And there's the three main characters. There's Bernstein, Boland, and Birdlace. Birdlace is the main. He ends up falling in love with one of the girls. They takes to the dance, and then it's basically just following his story, but then also the Free Marines. It's just the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm Boland, and he's Bernstein as well. And no, that's like pretty much it, really. I mean,
Yeah,
it's really early on into like rehearsals because we've only been doing it for like
A week.
A
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's super exciting.
Yeah.
The big musical in March is the one that everyone gets, really
budget
into.
show.
Yeah, it's the highest, but we blow a lot of money on this show because we know it makes returns because it's we spend a bit at the start of the year buying the rights to the show so we can put it on properly. We get all the proper sheet music and scripts, and we do it as professionally as any other show. But this is the one that isn't necessarily our show that we've written ourselves. But we have a live band in, and it's really.
It's in Monty
really fun.
Hall as well, Bop Hall. So
Mhm.
it's a bigger venue.
So we'll be carting the roster in,
Yeah.
the raised seating, so it'll be a proper old setup. So I've got the dates up here because I've lost track of them. So the Dogfight shows, it's way off in March, but it is Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, the 17th, 18th, and 19th of March, respectively.
This came up pops up every
Did it?
It
That's
has.
another 20 minutes of editing time. And then, so key dates for Diet, that's all the shows, that's all the fundraisers, that's all the key workshops. There
Might
are
have
going
more
to be more.
workshops if people come forward,
Yeah.
if people want to put them on.
Absolutely,
But we'll find time.
we've got some ideas in the pipeline.
absolutely.
We do, which I'm going to talk about. Just an idea to do like a little tour for the players. Obviously, for a lot of us, it's our last year. So we want to just do like a nice group thing before we go. We've got lots of options. Maybe like a little weekend trip to like Brighton. Just stay in like a big house together. Or I was even looking at some prices abroad because it's not actually that much more expensive. Or even just like one night somewhere, as long as we do something as a group.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know if that's something you'd be interested
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Comment down below or hit us up on Facebook. We might even put a poll up of locations and we can have a nice old vote. But obviously April is quite a way away, so we can update prices.
Yeah. And
But
the loan drops at the end of April.
there we go. So that's going to be a very exciting thing. I think the only new thing this term is what we're all currently doing. The podcast starts this term. This podcast. I hope I can run. I've got 7 episodes drafted and ready to go. So we have the podcast that's happening each week. We're going to have different guests on talking about different elements of the players, because I don't want the podcast to become stale if it's the same people talking about the same things every week. We don't want that. So each week is going to have a different guest. We have next week. I can tell you what next week's one is, partly because we've already recorded it. No, I didn't say that.
I don't know that.
No. Our next week's episode will be the role of the director, and we have Jack over here and Callum and Charlie talking with me about the role of the director, what that means in terms of putting on a players show or any other acting and any other directing form. And we have shows in the pipeline. These haven't been recorded. No, I won't say that. We have one on choreography. I would like to get the 4 dancers from Judgment Day in to talk about how they came up with the dances for their shows, because I know they all come from different dancing backgrounds, so that'd be a really nice insight. We have some on music composition, special effects, actual writing a show, and we also have music direction and tech. So those are the ones coming up. However, I would in between all those, I would love to get creative committees for the 2 big shows on exclusively to really talk about their show, how they've found putting it on, and really give them an opportunity to plug it. So we'll have 2 more there. I'd also love to get some people who have been cast in any show in the past to talk about what it's like being an actor. So that's what is going to be coming up in the next term in terms of the podcast. We've already mentioned, but all of these will be on YouTube, on SoundCloud, if you don't fancy seeing our faces for half an hour. And
don't blame you.
Or stream it on Twitch.
We're not going to stream it on Twitch because we do not have a Twitch account. New podcast every Thursday we're going to aim for, so keep your eyes peeled on that. So we've talked about what's happened, what's coming up. I now really want to discuss your individual roles and how you've found it so far and what you've learned. And so I'm sort of going to put this question out. Anyone can jump in at any time. But what have you learned by doing your role this year? What can you take away?
So, walking into the society as president this year, you have to learn how to really manage your time, especially when you're kind of managing everyone else's time with slotting people into rehearsals. Like, for example, at the beginning of the year, we have 4 creative teams, and I had to sort out what dates they had to put the shows on, what dates they rehearse, their auditions, and just make sure they all coincide and work with each other as well as the drama department themselves. Luckily, because I am very good friends with Jonathan, who's our technical tutor, I'm always in contact with him, letting him know when our show's on. He's letting us know if there's any sort of clashes or anything that doesn't work. You just sort of have to go for it. If something doesn't work, try out different options to see what does work. Obviously, we have a committee of 6 people. If you were to go for the president of the players and you did get the role, you have 5 other people to fall back on. For example, if we're planning a social, I'll go to Aimee and Will and be like, look, can you sort of organise what we do at the social? Can you book the rooms? Because I'm going to sort out all the boring admin-y stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then same with ordering our society t-shirts. That was all Charlie's job. Obviously Stephen handles all the money. It's probably a good thing because it goes straight over my head. And then with Jack, he does all the posters for all the shows, or if the creative team might have their own shows, I'll just send them to him. He'll advertise it, sort of put it on all the social medias like Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. So
Absolutely. What have you learnt, Charlie?
I've learned kind of what Gina said, like you just have to go for it with things, and if you want to apply for president or vice next year, I'd say do it. Like, it's not something like, it's stressful at times, don't get me wrong, but it's not like something that we've both like really enjoyed and we've loved doing it, and like it gives you a lot of freedom, like especially we've been in the place since first year and we've just like seen the society, seen what's happened, and we just want to take it further and keep the legacy going. So yeah, it's kind of just, it's like a passion thing as well. Like when you love a society this much, you want it to be the best it can be, and that's what we've all kind of aimed to do this year.
You've got to make sure you have that passion though,
Yeah.
because if you're running the society and you have no sort of strong feelings towards it, like you're not going to do any work. You're going to do the bare minimum, and it's just going to deteriorate.
And we don't want to see that happen.
No.
Amy?
I've learned that anything is possible.
Aww.
Like we didn't realise some of the things we could do. If you've got an idea, just bring it forward, and it can always work somehow.
Yeah.
We just gotta follow your gut and go for it.
Absolutely. I think if there's anything I can take away, and this is more of a, if you're thinking of going for treasurer, keep in contact with the RSU because they will be your best friend. If you're needing to organise payments for, organising all the tickets, online tickets links, anything that you need to buy props wise, or lighting or microphones, sound for shows, go through the RSU because they have your back, as they all, they oversee all the societies. So if you keep in constant communication with them, then it means that you end up able to do a lot more efficiently as well, because you can just go direct through there.
I think as well, I'm going to be serious. With being a media officer, what I've also learned as well, and for people who want to go for media officer, is keep up to date. And also, if there is an event coming up, make sure that you post it at the right time, because if you post a news article, that's something that is like informative to an event 2 days before, it doesn't give people enough time to book, I don't know, a work off or something. And then like also when being a media officer, you don't want to look like, if you post once every month, it makes the society look, I don't know, a bit dead.
Bit dormant.
Yeah. So make sure you're always updating, making sure you're saying to them like, we're not like we're still here, but like kind of like a
reminder.
Even if it's something like, look out for this, keep this date in your diary.
We've done quite a few posts like that, just like, this is coming up, keep an eye out.
Yeah.
And I'd probably say as well, like, have a bit of a creative imagination.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to posters, you want them to stand out. You want to have some sort of format, which is kind of like, I'm not saying I'm a creative mind, but
the
like,
posters have been good this year.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Just like make sure if you're going to make a poster, just make sure it's relevant.
Yeah.
To the
Absolutely. But is there any more that people want to say that they've learned, want to pass on?
I just want to thank you, Stephen, for setting this up. It's been a lovely podcast.
Thank you very much.
And you're going to do this another 6 times.
If that.
5.
If more.
Yeah.
But
I'd love to do some more. Yeah.
You are a great host.
And also, we hope that this podcast is helpful to anyone that does want to come for new roles.
Absolutely.
Like next year. When are elections? In April?
Easter holidays.
Easter holidays. So if you start thinking, if you're going to be here next year and you think, oh, I'd want to do that, have a little think
It's
about your
absolutely
pitches.
worth your time.
100%. So fun.
Or even until then, if you've got any ideas for events that you want to do, or even if you wanted to help out like backstage, or like get any tech skills for our next 2 shows, then let us know.
Also, RSU award nominations are going up on the 11th of February, so nominate your favourite society.
And also, if you want to pitch a play,
that'll be
then
Start thinking about that.
Start thinking about it, because when is that?
about the same time.
April.
Yeah. So
Info will go up February half term, around then. And
Give you
then,
plenty of time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have you released the date for today's one?
No, that'll go up soon.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for election dates.
And auditions
Players'
for
ball
convent
dates,
after
Absolutely.
Half term.
after half term.
After half term, It's the
We
week
shall.
after. Keep an eye on the page.
Absolutely. So, with that said, thank you all for coming down. To
Thank
this room.
you.
I think this discussion, albeit a bit silly sometimes.
There was some informative.
Yeah,
bits,
no, I
wasn't
think there were some informative bits that I can extract from
Yeah.
48 minutes currently of audio. But anyway, if you're still here on the YouTube video, thank you ever so much for watching.
Yeah.
Well
We
done.
will see you next week for the role of the director, which
It's a good
will.
one.
Yeah,
it was a really good
one. I was there.
Absolutely. Jack, do you want to sign us out again?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hope you've had a really nice day. And
And with that, see you next week.